I install about 4 to 5 of these every single day as a full-time dryer vent cleaner, and it never gets any easier. But in this video, I'm going to give you some tips that will make installing these a lot easier and a lot faster. Number one is to unravel the end. This was the biggest tip. So these come compacted in like this. This is how they're shipped. And then when you go to install them, you have to make sure that they're completely unraveled. So tip number one is take any extra metal, because this will drive you crazy and make it really hard to put on. All you need to cut these is a wire cutter. You can't use a scissor. You need a wire cutter. So you're going to cut it, that, and then this other end here, you can see it's all unraveled like this. So what you're going to do is cut the wire as close as you could get it. Cut it, wire's cut. Now there's going to be some paper hanging, like the foil, the metal hanging off. So just peel that so it's all nice and as even as you can get it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the more even you get it, the easier it'll be to install it. So once it's like that, now what you're going to want to do, this is the biggest tip that I was taught that helps me so much, is you're going to take your fingers and you're going to unravel it. You're going to make it as smooth as possible. You only have a very little space to slip this on. It's like exactly the same size. So if there's the tiniest bit that's still unraveled, it's gonna make it so it won't fit. So we're gonna flatten it out like that, as flat as possible. So do that on both sides. This one has a lot of paper, has a lot of foil hanging off. So we're just gonna trim that foil off with our fingers because we already cut the wire. And then now we are going to make it completely flat. So now when you put it on, it's going to slide right on. And don't just do the very edge. Do like 4 inches down, because that's how much you're going to want to choke up onto the vent. So once that's done, the next tip, this was a huge time saver and frustration saver. What you're going to do is take your metal HVAC tape. If you plan on installing this yourself, you need to use metal HVAC tape. And before you put your clamp on, tape it right to the edge. So there's a piece of metal foil tape at the end. What this is going to do is it's going to allow your clamp to grip to something, and when you tighten it, it's not going to rip the metal. When you, this is the most annoying thing in the world. You finally get it on, got it on there nice and tight, it's not going anywhere, and then you look at it and there's a huge gash in it, and all the lint and dust is going to fly into your house, which is super dangerous. So that tape will prevent it from ripping. So once that's on, the tape's on, then you could clamp it. And then after you clamp it, put another piece of tape, and that piece of tape is just sealing it in, so it's completely sealed. The next thing is use the correct dryer vent. If you have a plastic foil vent or like one of those tinfoil semi-rigid vent, get rid of it and get one of these dryer flex. And if you want to see me compare this dryer vent to the other ones, check out this video down here, or there will be a link to purchase this.